This is a video by Richmond. Today we're removing a lower control arm from a Saturn S series. First thing you need to do is get the vehicle up in the air, get it on jack stands, and remove the tire and wheel assembly. More specifically, we're working on the bolt that holds the control arm to the subframe. Now, this bolt is the hardest part of removing the arm. It freezes in to the arm, so we're going to show you a little method on how to get that bolt out. First thing we need to do is to remove this plastic panel right here. It's held in by one push pin right down here. I'm using a panel remover here, and we're going to just pull the pin out. Now we can lift that and then take the panel down. It's out of the way. Now the head of the bolt is a 15mm, so take a box wrench, put it on the non-nut side, and the nut side is a 18mm, so take a box wrench. Now I've turned the wheel all the way to the left to get the caliper out of the way, and I'm going to use a small piece of pipe. It's around 11 inches long for leverage. And we're going to screw the nut out. Okay. You want to remove the nut partially from the bolt so it looks like this. Now you can remove the 15mm wrench that you had holding the other end of the bolt on. Next, you want to take some penetrating oil, spray it right in here underneath the nut, and then on the other end spray it between the control arm and the bracket, and let that soak a little while. Now for this next bit, what you're going to need is you're going to need a air chisel with a blunt bit. You don't want to do any cutting, you just want to push, and the object is to push the bolt through the control arm. You want to break the rust. I don't know how easy this one is going to come out, but let's see. Well, that was an easy one. That one wasn't rusted too bad, but you get the idea. Hit it on the end of the bolt with the air chisel, and that will tend to loosen the bolt and slide it through the control arm. Now, before you take the bolt out, make sure you have something like what I've got here to hold the stabilizer bar, the tension off the arm. I've got one of those hand winches connected to the other side of the frame, and that takes the tension off the bar here. Now we can remove the nuts. And if yours is frozen, you might have to hit the end of the bolt with your air chisel once again, but you got to be careful once that nut's off, or you'll bugger up the threads on the bolt. but that's no big deal. You can always get another bolt. And now the bolt should just come right out. And there it is. I'm very lucky on this one. It had no rust at all. But the procedure that we used with the air chisel will work. And that's it for removing the bolt that holds the control arm to the subframe on your Saturn S series.